Another week, another chapter in the story of Jaclyn Roxanne Hill. Oh my gosh. So this week, we have the chapter called Jen Gerard. Jen's company, Gerard Cosmetics, did a collab with Jaclyn Hill back in 2015. She has been holding on to this since 2015. And those of us that were around in 2015, we thought we knew what happened, but we never heard Jen's side of things. Jen posted her side of things, at least a part of it. And I'm going to share it with you today so you could make your own decision on what you believe happened in that situation. And if you were not around then, it was essentially the Dramageddon prequel. It was the first real drama that I can remember in the beauty space on YouTube. It is a whole mess. We're going to get into that first. A whole mess. After that, we're going to talk about a lawsuit settlement with Batiste dry shampoo. And then we've got a story about a major parent company filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. And then we have a really weird marketing coming out of ASOS. I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's weird. It's really weird. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that one. Hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Before we get started, we do need to take a moment to thank this week's sponsor.
This video is very kindly sponsored by Nira. And if you do not know about Nira, it is an at-home non-fractional laser device that is FDA cleared and clinically proven to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. But I have something for you. They have a brand new device and they just sent it to me, and I am so excited to share it with you because this was the thing, is that the precision laser, which is awesome, is really, really good for getting in those little teeny tiny areas. But what about my forehead wrinkles? You can't just, look, they made a bigger one. Yes! So let us do an unboxing. On the back it says 99% say that it's easy to use, 93% love their results, and 90% recommended this device. And this is my new Nira device. If you don't know, I have been using my Nira for the past 2 years. 2 years I've been using this device, and it is definitely my favorite device that I have ever used. I've used tons of devices. Most of them don't work. This one is freaking fab. So you can see the difference between them and how much surface area this can do versus this little guy, because this one is obviously precision. This one is like bam. And one thing I love about Nira is that it's very fast. I don't like devices that take me half an hour to use. You can treat your whole face with the Nira Pro in 3 to 5 minutes a day. With the precision, it's like 3 minutes a day. There are some things that are the same and different about the precision versus the Pro. So of course, both are safe for all skin types. They both use that same non-fractional laser that they use in dermatologists' offices. They both also have 5 levels of comfort. I definitely recommend starting at level 1 and then working your way up. The differences between them: the Pro, obviously, because you can do a bigger surface area, you don't have to stick to just your face. You can do your neck, you can do your décolleté, you can do the backs of your hands. With both devices, you are going to lay it on top of your skin, wait for the beep, and then move on. But with the Pro, you are not having to push the button every single time. As long as it's flush with your skin, it's going to do the laser without having to push the button. Where with the precision, you do have to push the button each time. Another thing I love about Nira is they do have a 90-day Nira challenge. So if you use this for 90 days, you're not happy with it, you don't see the results you were looking for, you can just send it back for a full refund. Nira is currently running a sale. It is 20% off of the precision laser. That is going on now, but it ends today. So if you want to take advantage of that, you need to do it today. I've always used it for underneath my eyes, but if you have hooded eyes, I actually haven't tried this, but you can put it above your eyes for hooded eyes to lift. You can also use it on your smile lines. You can use it on your 11s, anywhere where you need to do like just a little bit of precision. So thank you again to Nira for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you. You know I always love taking sponsorships from companies that produce products that I truly believe in, and Nira is definitely one of them. So again, all the information on their sale will be down below. And with that being said, my friend, it is now time for What's Up in Makeup.
Very similar to Marlene Estelle, when she started coming out and telling her story of her interactions with Jaclyn, of the collab that she did with her that went very, very badly, that lost Makeup Geek $1 million. She decided to share that story for the first time on Reddit in a very particular subreddit called Jaclyn Hill's Snark. Well, Jen Gerard has now done the same thing. On Thursday of this past week, she put up her own post. This post was called Jaclyn Hill Tried to Ruin Me. And like I said, this goes way back to 2015, and the beauty community was very, very different back then. The big thing was the codes. So Gerard Cosmetics, Makeup Geek, Sigma, Morphe were the big companies. There was a hair brand, was it Bellamy Hair? There were some major companies that were giving out the affiliate codes where you would use code Jack Attack for 10% off or whatever it was. But the collab thing was still pretty new within the year before all of this went down. So the only people that were getting collabs, it wasn't people like me and Angie Newqvist and Teresa is Dead. Like people our size, like in comparison, were not getting collabs. It was only the people at the very top. The Mania MUAs and the Jaclyn Hills and the Nikki Tutorials were the ones getting all of the collabs. So when Jaclyn Hill was going to collab on lipsticks with Gerard Cosmetics, it was a really big deal. Gerard Cosmetics was huge in the beauty space at that time, specifically for lip glosses and lipsticks. All of it started in the spring of 2015 with Mania MUA, Jen Gerard, Jaclyn Hill, and a little-known nail polish guru named Karina Kaboom. Karina was dipping her toe into not just doing nail polish reviews, but makeup reviews, and she put up a scathing review of Gerard Cosmetics.
So I bought the Jaclyn Hill lipstick. Jaclyn Hill is a huge, amazing beauty YouTuber girl. I'm sure everybody knows who Jaclyn Hill is. She has like a gazillion subscribers. She actually made a lipstick for Gerard Cosmetics. It is called 1995. It is coming off completely true on camera. It sort of comes off as a like reddish kind of undertone, reddish brown. And if you continue to reach full opacity with this lipstick, it basically turns into like an orangey brown. On me, which I will not be demonstrating, I will tell you why in a minute. On me, it turned fully brown. Okay, this lipstick is the biggest piece of effing shit that I've ever put on my lips.
I'm just going to put up the section of Jen's posts explaining what happened from her perspective in the Karina situation. I don't want to spend a lot of time on Karina because the story really isn't about her. I encourage you to pause to read it to hear Jen's side of what happened. But what you
We're just watching hateful videos of Gerard. This chick is really trying us both right now, huh, Jen?
But what you need to understand about the climate at that time is that the beauty gurus of the time, because remember, we weren't influencers, the beauty gurus of the time, no one had really done anything to make us lose trust in them. Jaclyn Hill was kind of our queen. She was the tippity top of the top. She was the one that everyone loved. She was the darling. No one had any reason to not trust her. Same thing with Karina. Karina was just a small channel, and what reason would she have to lie about anything? So as a collective, as a whole, from what I saw, the vast majority of people were on Jaclyn and Karina's side on this. So you may ask why Jaclyn was involved in this, and it was because a couple of months later, Jaclyn put up a Snapchat video, and in that Snapchat video, because Snapchat was huge back then, it was our TikTok. So Jaclyn put up this Snapchat talking about why she wasn't supporting Mania MUA's current collab with Gerard Cosmetics. I'm just going to play a little clip of it for you right now.
I have had
hundreds, maybe thousands of people asked me in the last couple of weeks why I am not talking about Manny's collaboration with Gerard Cosmetics, his lip paint Serenity. And the reason why is because I have been in the process for the past couple of months of cutting off all ties and my affiliation with Gerard Cosmetics, which was not easy to do. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can guess like the reason behind this, and I don't want to go too in depth, and it's not something that I really wish to talk about too much because I don't want to shed any negativity on the situation. But it's honestly just a lot of different things combined, and I'll go more in depth about it in a video for sure in the next month when I really feel like ready and comfortable and things have finally settled at a good place. But until then, I just want you guys to know that Manny has been aware of this since before Serenity ever launched, and this has nothing to do with our friendship. Like, this is just business, and he completely understands. And if you currently go to the Gerard Cosmetics website, you will see that my face and my name is no longer on there whatsoever because I chose to take off anything having to do with me because I just felt like this was really necessary for me. It's something that like I really thought about and like kept me awake at night, and I really had to pray about because this was a financial burden, but I just felt like my morals were way more important. So at this point, even though I did collaborate on the 4 colors I have with Gerard Cosmetics, they still are available for sale, but they are no longer my shades. I don't have anything to do with them anymore. We are actually still in the middle of settling this right now, so it's kind of like a to-be-continued story, but I'm just kind of updating you guys on it because I don't know, I just feel like I update you on everything. At the end of the day, I just feel like I'm always saying, like, I'm still the same person, and I put, like, my morals above any money, and money doesn't matter to me. It's, like, loyalty that matters. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I have really been tested recently, and it's, like, God's way of saying, like, okay, prove it. Like, put your money where your mouth is. And so I've chosen to do this, and that's that. I've honestly wanted to talk to you guys about this for so long. Like, I have gotten so many questions about Gerard Cosmetics for the past few months, and I've just been like, so I'm really glad that I can finally tell you.
This was, in my memory, the first time anybody was canceled in the beauty community. And it was Jen Gerard and Gerard Cosmetics. She was canceled for calling Karina an ugly person, and because Jaclyn backed that up. Because we all, at the time, loved Jaclyn so much, and we all believed her. At least everybody that I knew.
I think the only person who really knows what her reasons are is Jaclyn. So let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's wait for the video to come out and see what it is that she really has to say. Does it have to do with a business relationship with Gerard Cosmetics? Does it have to do with the work ethics of Gerard Cosmetics? Does it have to do with other companies sort of pushing her to disassociate with herself because of what happened in the past and the shady work that Gerard Cosmetics does? So we don't know. Nobody knows except for Jaclyn. So let's wait for that. But I went on camera to just say to Jaclyn that kudos to you. I have so much more respect for you. I've always liked you. You're such a great entertainer. You're such a talented makeup artist. But you standing up for something that you believe in, even if it would incur you a loss, is something that I really, really respect.
But of course, I wouldn't be telling you the story if there wasn't a twist. So let's get into what happened last week and Jen telling her part of the story. This is how the post starts. You can, again, pause to read the whole thing in entirety, but I am going to summarize it for you. Jen starts off the post by saying she decided to speak up now after Jaclyn's Closing My Brands video and seeing how that Jaclyn had treated other brand owners. She says that Jaclyn did not separate from Gerard Cosmetics because of the Karina Kaboom situation, but because of money. The next paragraph is the one that she talks about what happened between her and Karina Kaboom from her perspective. And then she follows it with a timeline by saying that Jaclyn was paid about $500,000 during her time promoting Gerard Cosmetics. That included a 30% commission, which I can tell you is a lot. I have personally never heard of a 30% commission on products before, but she wasn't just getting 30% commission. She was also getting royalties from the units sold from those 4 shades in her collection. Jen makes it very clear that Jaclyn did not formulate anything. The products were not branded in any way. She literally just picked out 4 colors and made YouTube videos and other content showing the product. Then comes the screenshot of an email that Jen says Jaclyn sent to her. If you see the email address, that is from Jaclyn's public email that she put on her videos to contact her. Again, I'm just going to summarize for you. It just says, "Hey Jen," as the title of the email. The first paragraph says that she wants to make things fast and easy without getting lawyers involved, which would make their situation, quote, "messy, long, and dirty." She then states that her likeness will continue to be attached to the 4 lipsticks that she had collabed on and will allow them to continue to be sold on Gerard Cosmetics' website in exchange for $250,000. She says she knows that the shades are top sellers, and if they cannot agree on a buyout, she wants them removed from the website. And this is what's strange, is that Jen said that when this email was sent, Jaclyn's face had already been removed from the website. Jen says that that email made her feel like that Jaclyn was extorting her for money, and that she had told her previously that she was happy with how much she was being paid by Gerard Cosmetics. She had befriended Jen, and Jen thought that this was her friend, so she felt betrayed by the $250,000 ask, and what she felt was a threat of legal action. Because the thing is that wasn't part of their agreement that Jaclyn had a right to those shades. So Jen told her, "No, absolutely not. I'm not giving you $250,000. That's when Jaclyn made the Snapchat video. Jen's post continues saying that the Snapchat video, quote, "greatly damaged my reputation." She continues, quote, "After her Snapchat creators that showcased our products were harassed, slanderous articles were written about me indicating that the Karina Kaboom incident was the reason for the split," because that's what we all assumed. "And I later heard that Jaclyn was blocking opportunities with creators and retail partners." Jen ends the post addressing why she's coming out with this now. And really she's saying she had the realization because she had a really crappy year last year, including almost dying in a house fire, and that she was thinking, quote, "If I had died, the truth would have died with me. Since I'm still here, I'm going to do what I can to keep any more women from being destroyed by Jaclyn." Jen said that she is going to tell more of this story, that there are more receipts coming, that she does have a lot more that she wants to say. In a different thread on the same subreddit, Jen posted this, and I think this is important for the topic. Jen says, quote, "I have text messages from mid-May, when the Karina thing happened, to July 9th of 2015 between Jaclyn and myself, where everything was normal between us, that Jaclyn was not upset about the Karina situation." Jen says she did not decide I was any kind of immoral person until the week after her Becca launch. So Jen continues, "So it may not have been because of the Karina thing blowing up. I would not be surprised if it really did come down to money." We have learned a lot about Jaclyn. Jaclyn has made a lot of choices that have, to me, showed who she really is. As far as Karina goes, she showed how ugly of a person on the inside she really was, because this video that she had created about Gerard Cosmetics and how much attention her channel got because of it was the catalyst for her becoming a drama channel. And as she was a drama channel, things were a little different back then. There were quite a few drama channels back then that didn't tell the truth, that they would exaggerate things, that they would tell little lies here and there to over dramatize in order to get views. They would muddy the waters, and Karina was one of them. Where it really came to a head for her was when she threatened to assault another drama channel named Sanders Kennedy, and beyond that threat, she said she knew where he lived.
Well, come here, honey. I'm gonna get you pregnant right now. You just lay back. I got a turkey baster. It may take a few moments.
Karina, that sounds like...
It may take a few hours, but I'll get you pregnant. From New York City. Y'all can't touch me. I'm from New York City. I know exactly where you live in New York City. Everybody, I know exactly where she's at. And let me just tell you something. Nobody goes there without a gun and a smile. Make her respect.
After that situation, Karina deleted all of her videos on the channel, except for the ones that she created about Gerard Cosmetics, ironically enough, and she rebranded, and now she does drama about a different community. I'm all about a rebrand if you feel like that's the direction you need to go, but my point is that rebrand was spurred by her showing how ugly of a person she was on the inside, and that Jen had been right. the whole time. I know for me there is a level of bias here because I am friends with Jen, because I have gotten to know how big her heart is and how she will do anything to help people. That's how Mania MUA ended up staying at her house for a period of time, which she alluded to in that post. I know that there is another perspective on this that isn't as biased, so I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments down below. Switching gears as far as we can switch gears, let's talk about 2022 and the plethora of benzene contamination class action lawsuits that came out. It seemed like it was every other week. It was either a dry shampoo or a spray-on sunscreen. There was something coming out from a major company where they had tested and they had found benzene contamination within products. Now, it's important to know that benzene is not an ingredient. It is a contaminant. It is not put in there on purpose because benzene is a known carcinogen. It's something we do not want to be breathing in. Batiste dry shampoo was one of these brands that was found to have this benzene contamination back in November of 2022. So the class action filing had said, quote, the manufacturer, Church & Dwight Co., knew or should have known its products contained benzene, yet it continued to market the spray cans as safe and effective. But how dangerous is benzene really? Of course, I had to do the research because that's what I do. So you don't have to look for it. Links will all be down below for you. So according to the CDC in the US, about half of the exposure to benzene in the US comes from smoking tobacco or exposure to tobacco smoke. Various other industries use benzene to create other things such as styrofoam, rubbers, lubricants, dyes, and detergents. Individuals employed by these industries that make or use benzene may be exposed to the highest levels of benzene. They seem to be the ones that are at the most risk for the cancers associated with benzene exposure. That being said, the current FDA limit for a product of benzene contamination is 2 parts per million. The benzene that was found in the Batiste dry shampoo was 15 parts per million, which is way over. But let's add context to that in that mainstream cigarette smoke contains 35 to 70 parts per million. And that, if you remember this, the news media was losing their mind over stoves last fall, over like gas stoves. The gas stove, if you have one in your house, if it's properly adjusted, may emit between 5 and 15 parts per million of benzene into your house as you are cooking. So is benzene contamination bad? Yes. If you find out you've been exposed to benzene through a product that you have, should you continue to use the product? No, absolutely not. You should get your money back for that product. But should you be so uber super worried if you sprayed a dry shampoo a handful of times? Probably not. It seems to depend on factors like, did you spray it in a closed room with no ventilation and breathe it in for a long period of time? Did you use this product over many years in that kind of situation? Then, of course, you're going to be at more risk than somebody who didn't use it under those conditions. With that being said, Church & Dwight Co., the owners of Batiste that we talked about earlier, have reached a $2.5 million settlement agreement for the class action. A final approval hearing has been scheduled for October 16th. If you would like to participate in the settlement agreement, you have until November 15th to file to be a part of it. To qualify, you must have purchased one or more of the company's Batiste or Bare products before May 30th of 2023. If you don't have a receipt, that's okay, but they're saying that people with receipts will probably get more. It looks like it's mostly refunds. So if you bought it over a year's period of time, you would submit those receipts and you would get a refund for all of the different dry shampoos that you bought over the years. I didn't say specifically what year it started though, but of course I do have the link to file for that down below in case that applies to you so that you can get your money back for your products. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. I think lawsuits are absolutely fascinating. I dove real deep into the Forma Morphe Jaclyn Cosmetics bankruptcy. So much happened with that. So when I saw another parent company file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, I was like, oh, Is this something I should pay attention to? And it turns out, yes, absolutely. I am very curious what's going to happen with this bankruptcy. Maybe not quite as juicy as the former one, but still very interesting nonetheless. The company you may not have heard of, it's called Amorous Inc. They filed for bankruptcy and they're undergoing operational and financial restructuring as part of their strategic transformation. What this means in reality is that they just laid off a ton of people. They laid off 260 workers this month, and that's in addition to the 148 workers that they laid off in June. The brands that are under this parent company you probably have heard of: Biossance, Rose Inc. by Rosie Huntington Whiteley, JVN by Jonathan Van Ness, and the 7-month-old For You by Tia Mowry. The interim CFO of Amorous stated that the company has been focusing on a transformation plan to enhance operational efficiency, reduce cost, and sustain growth. Bankruptcy documents say that they have listed between $500 million and $1 billion in assets, but between $1 billion and $10 billion in liabilities. So what they're trying to do besides laying off people is they're trying to sell off their brands. So this may include companies like Biossance and Rose Inc. that I know a lot of you really love. They've also closed some of their brands. This includes Terrasana Skincare, Eco Fabulous Beauty, Costa Brazil Skincare, and Olika Clean Wellness. They've also closed the door to their 2 retail stores that were called Onda Beauty. The brand itself was co-founded by Naomi Watts back in 2014. But they were acquired by Amorous back in 2022. Naomi's holistic menopause brand called Stripes is also up for purchase to the highest bidder. So I will keep you posted on what happens with this, because you know that whoever owns the brand ends up dictating what products come out. They end up dictating where they're sold, just the whole thing. So if you love these brands, I've tried some things from Rose Inc. that I've really, really loved. I've tried some stuff from Biossance that I really love. The other brands I've never tried from, but I am definitely going to keep my eye on this. And if I see anything happening, I will be sure to let you know. Now, if you thought that the Maybelline ad that they put in the London Underground was weird, wait till you hear this story. It's even weirder. I will never forget that ad. That ad to me was pretty epic, because those of us that don't live in London and or don't know anything about the London Underground, I personally believe that this was real. I know a lot of y'all clocked it as CGI, but I thought it, well, I can't say I thought it was real. I thought it could be real, but it turned out it's just CGI. It's not real. But ASOS decided they were going to copy this to promote that Kylie Cosmetics has now launched at ASOS. Like, they're now carrying Kylie Cosmetics. So they created this ad.
My God, Kylie Cosmetics is coming to ASOS.
And it clearly looks way stupider. It definitely does not look real. There's no way that this one could have fooled me. Absolutely not. People under the comments ripped this post to shreds so badly that they ended up taking it down. It's literally not there anymore. But what is still left is another weird video regarding the Kylie Cosmetics launch. Apparently, they threw a launch party / birthday party for Kylie Cosmetics, and Kylie wasn't there. Watch this video. It's so weird.
Happy birthday, Kylie! 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 Wish you were here.
It was just, I mean, it is very nice of them to make a birthday video. It's really nice of them to have a launch party, but Kylie couldn't even call in, couldn't even Zoom call in on a TV for 5 to 10 minutes to be there for a minute. I don't know. It just seemed real fangirl. But am I being callous on this? Should we just be like, yeah, that was a really nice thing for them to do for Kylie and just let it go at that? Or do you think it's weird too? I don't know. Would love to know your thoughts. Let us now move on to the product report. We will talk about the things that were launched this week. There were some very prominent articles that kept popping up about things launching different places that I want to mention that aren't necessarily makeup related. So the first one I find absolutely fascinating. It is Function of Beauty, which I tried a long time ago, wasn't the biggest fan of, but this is very interesting. So Function of Beauty Pro products are now at Sephora. They're based on hair type, hair goals, and damage levels. So you choose between straight, wavy, curly, and coily, and then you customize by picking these like mix-in packets that you mix into your shampoo and conditioner. You can add up to 3 what they call hair gold concentrates for specific needs like frizz taming, curl defining, volumizing, shine, and brass toning. And I think that's really smart. I've never seen anything like that. I think that's really cool, honestly. I hope they work. That's the only thing is I hope they work, but it's really neat concept. I don't know. I like it, but I like to overcomplicate things. Do you think that's too overcomplicated? I don't know. I think it's neat. The next one is one that I think is just it's kind of stupid, but I get it. This is the Olay Super Serum. It changes from purple iridescent to clear when applied, indicating the product has fully absorbed into the skin. They claim 5 benefits, helping to improve skin texture, even skin tone, firm skin, smooth visible lines, and provide long-lasting hydration. They say it includes Olay's activated niacinamide, vitamin C, collagen peptide, vitamin E, and AHA chemical exfoliator to slough off dead skin cells. It looks like a pretty decent product, but the purple iridescence to clear thing, it's good marketing. You know people are going to want that. You know what people are going to want to watch it change from purple to clear. It's going to happen. It's very Instagrammable. I've said this before. You know how I tell you there's usually like 1 or 2 stories that pop up across every single news outlet that I look for? This was it for some reason. It's Millie Bobby Brown launching her first fragrance. I don't know, everybody's losing their mind over this. Like, I think she seems lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan, but I don't know why everybody is so like freaking out over this. Like, I saw more articles about this than I saw about Beyonce's perfume, and that just blows my mind. Anyway, her first fragrance is launching on September 6th. It's on the Florence by Mills branding. It's like part of that website. It's called Wildly Me. And the description in the press release says, quote, where bergamot and soothing sage intertwine with purple iris, blooming wisteria, violet flowers, and fresh lavender. The price on this is going to be $24 to $65 USD, depending on the size that you choose. There is a wait list currently open if you're interested, but again, it does launch on September 6th. Moving into makeup launches. This is the Alter Ego Sakura palette. It does look oddly similar to the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, but it's only $20 if you're interested. I personally really like Alter Ego's formula. They've sent me PR quite a few times, and I do very much enjoy it. This one I would not purchase because I don't like spraying things. I don't like the way setting sprays and sprays feel on my face when it's all uneven. It's like blah, but I know a lot of you like setting sprays. So Trixie Cosmetics came out with an adorable ad campaign. They're called the Game Face Sprays. There is a face-based priming, all the way setting, and 9th inning shimmer. The theme is freaking adorable. They're $15 each, or you can get a bundle of all 3 for $36. They also have a Game Face baseball hat. She usually does a little bit of like merch and stuff to go with each launch, so it's $28 for the hat. Gourmand Girls released their Spooked palette. Are you ready for Halloween already? I am not ready. I'm ready for it to be like a little bit cooler, but I'm not ready for Halloween yet. Give me a few weeks, all right? But Gourmand Girls is ready. $55. 3 days ago, they did post that they were down to their last 45 palettes. So what they're going to do is they're going to sell those palettes out, and then they're going to re-release the palette in late September for Halloween. A brand that's usually off my radar, and I thank the hunters for making sure. I think it was Ciele that put this one in. I never remember to check for this brand, so thank you, Ciele, for looking for it. This is the Balm's Ms. Nude York palette, $32. It is a New York theme. These shade names are out of freaking control, but the palette, the shades look like every other nude palette that the Balm has ever done. It is boring, but a lot of people like nude palettes. So there's that. And the shade names and the theme are super cute. I will 100% give the Balm that. They always just top of the line when it comes to creativity, when it comes to their names. It's all about personal preference. People get mad at me all the time for saying that natural palettes are boring. I'm sorry. I've been doing this a long time. But this one's not boring to me. Maybe it's boring to you, though. This is the Dose of... See, we're allowed to all have different opinions. Dose of Colors and Trevor Barrett. It's limited edition. It launches on August 23rd. This is the Trevor Eternal Love eyeshadow palette. Oh my gosh, this thing is so gorgeous. I might buy this because it's It is whole nother, like, oh my gosh. And Dose of Colors really makes nice stuff. $52 for that. There's also a plumping lip gloss and a dual-ended eyeliner. One side of it is black, one side of it is white. You can get all of them in a bundle for $112. Another brand that I absolutely love is Nakia Joy. I would call her a business acquaintance of mine. Her setting powder is one of my favorites of all time. She is coming out with a pink one. This is the Velvet Brightening Powder. Pre-order is live now. It will be dropping to everybody on August 23rd. Now, are you ready to move over to Sephora? Because Sephora has a lot of stuff. Ulta is super weak again. I'm waiting for Ulta to just smack us in the face with launches. This week is not the week, but Sephora, lots of stuff happening over there, starting with the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin Awakening Concealer, $29, 22 shades available. He says it's medium coverage, it's a buildable formula, it's crease-proof, long-wearing, self-setting formula, natural finish. There is caffeine in here that he says depuffs, tightens, smooth skin for an awakened look. And what I would love to know from the cosmetic chemist, because I have some of the smartest people in my freaking audience, I would tell you, like, y'all know a lot of things about a lot of things. Let's say I put on a face primer, like a silicone-based face primer. I put on a foundation. I put on a concealer. If there's skincare in the concealer, is that going to actually get to my skin? I would imagine it's not. I don't know. That's just my thought, but I'm not a pro. I'm just an enthusiast. So I would love to know from people that actually know about this, whether like caffeine from a concealer in that situation is going to actually get down to my skin. I would doubt it. But what is more likely to get to your skin is this Lawless. You love that transition there. Forget the filler skin plumping line smoothing moisturizer and primer. $52. They say use as a smoothing primer or as an intensive overnight treatment. Skin looks firmer, fine lines appear diminished, and makeup looks smoother and fresher all day. So what is in this? I looked into it. It's a freaking moisturizer. That's all it is. It's a moisturizer. It has hydrolyzed yeast extract and squalane. Moisturizer also helps with hydration. It is good to put makeup over a nice, smooth, well-moisturized, well-hydrated base. Your makeup's gonna last longer. If you don't normally do that and you start doing that, your makeup's gonna last longer. But if you're already moisturizing, you don't need this. If you already have a good moisturizer that you love. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't expect any extra benefits beyond that, just based on my novice look at the ingredient list. Another thing that I'm not super excited about, even though Kulfi's come out with some things that I've thought looked really interesting, this just kind of looks kind of meh for me. The Heirloom Satin Lipstick, they're $30 each, 7 pinky peach shades. They say it's a silky satin finish. I mean, it's like they're lipsticks. There's nothing in the formula that makes it like stand out as anything interesting. I don't know. Maybe they're amazing. I don't know. I'm just judging it based on the picture and the ingredient list. I've never tried them. They could be absolutely fabulous. Now, this next one, there was some going on around the internet over this freaking Natasha Denona palette. And I know better than to try to talk about any of this before Natasha Denona says anything. You don't mess with Natasha Denona. You don't mess with ABH. All these companies that the pictures are constantly getting leaked. You don't talk about them in a YouTube video. I've learned this the hard way. So I have not talked about this palette, even though I've seen it for like a month. Like you've probably seen it like a month rotating around the internet. This is the I Need a Nude eyeshadow palette. It's $69. So here it is in all of its glory. La! I can talk about it now because it's on Sephora's website. I'm gonna be a hypocrite for a second though, because you know how I said that the Balm palette was boring? This one is like my perfect basic palette. Like, I already have all these colors, but I don't have them in a Natasha Denona formula. So, sometimes I change my mind within things. And, it's cute. It's got all the foils and the mattes and the sparkly bits and everything. It's cute. I'm not buying it, though. Just so you know, I'm not buying it. But I'd much rather buy this than the Balm one. That one, just, I don't know. I guess you kind of get used to seeing what shades look good on you and which ones you like working with. So then when you see another palette that has those same shades, you're automatically attracted to it. That's how I feel about the Natasha Denona palette. I don't feel that way about the Balms palette. Hi, I'm Jen, and sometimes I change my mind, even within a period of 5 minutes. Coming soon to Sephora, we have available on the 24th a brand that is new to
to Sephora. It's called Ciele, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's founded by celebrity makeup artist Nikki DeRoost, and they are going the clean beauty route, and the packaging definitely matches that. It's got that like crunchy, granola, earthy kind of vibe to it. We have the Tint and Protect SPF 50 Tinted Serum Foundation, 13 shades, $44 each. They say it's a brightening skin serum with a featherweight texture. Then there is the Blush and Protect SPF 50 Liquid Cheek Blush Paint, 4 shades there, $34 each. They also say that this is lightweight and it's a buildable burst of color. And then finally the Filter and Protect SPF 30 plus finishing and setting powder, $38, 3 shades there. Again, lightweight, blurring, setting makeup, controlling excess oil, and shine. Another concealer from YSL. I don't know why there's so many concealers. There were a lot of concealers last week too. This is the YSL All Hours Creaseless Precise Angles Concealer. 18 shades, $38. They say it's twice the size of a standard concealer. Price angled applicator to spot conceal, sculpt, and enhance features. They say it's lightweight with skincare actives, again, because that's what they're all doing right now, to make skin look smoother, softer, and firmer after 14 days. The skincare actives are things like glycerin, caffeine, and silica. Glycerin is for hydration, silica is for oil absorption, and caffeine is for that like deep puffy thing. It increases circulation under the eyes. No specific launch date for this or the next products that I'm going to share with you. So this next one I saw, I wasn't sure if this was a leak, but apparently it's not because it's on Sephora's website. This is the Urban Decay Naked Metal Mania Metallic Eyeshadow Palette. $59 here. And you know, I haven't bought an Urban Decay eyeshadow palette in a while, but the fact that there is a shade called Headbang has got my inner Skid Row, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses child just really excited about this. I know I shouldn't be. I know my heart is going to be broken. I know that this is going to be bad for me, but something inside me wants this palette just because it reminds me of 13, 14-year-old Jen. Would you want a full Jen Loves review of this palette, the Urban Decay one, or the Natasha Denona one, or the Dose of Colors one? Like, what is standing out to you? I would love to know in the comments because I really want to buy a palette and do like a really good, solid review of a palette, but I don't know which one to pick. You got to help me on that one. The last thing I want to share with you from Sephora is something that I'm not picking. I'm just letting you know, I'm not picking this one. This is the Huda Beauty GloWish Micro Mini Natural Eyeshadow Palettes. There's 3 different colorways, $21 each. Again, no launch date listed. They look so pretty and fresh and cute, but I don't want those. They're not calling to me. And then finally over at Ulta, we have one product from Youthforia. This is the Date Night Skin Tint Serum Foundation, 15 shades, $48 each. It is coming in store and online on August 20th. Oh, that's today. They're coming today. Weightless glass skin finish formulated with 68% skincare actives and patented tannin complex to control sebum production. Melts in the skin for effortless, everyday, long-lasting wear. And this is Youthforia's thing. They say that it's safe to sleep in, which is fine. I don't think yeah, it's safe. Like, you're not gonna, like, even if you break out, it's still safe. I don't know. I just think that's weird. I don't want to sleep in foundation and get foundation all over my pillow. You know, like even if it is safe, I don't want to do that. Nope, I'm washing my face. Sorry, Youthforia. Well, let somebody else do it. You can do it if you want. I'm not sleeping in my foundation. Absolutely not. Alrighty, PR or purchased product of the week. I used on my eyes today this palette that I purchased from Indie Beat Cosmetics. This is their Skid Row palette. And if you are not familiar, this is from a little show called Little Shop of Horrors, which was my senior production. I was in Little Shop of Horrors, so this has a special place in my heart. I played Audrey too because I could not sing to be in the musical. Not a good singer, not blessed with that. I can do bad karaoke.
That's as far as I go. But I got to be the puppeteer of the plant. I'll put a picture on the screen for you. That was my favorite musical that I ever did. So when I saw that Indie Beat had this, I had to buy it. So I used it today for the second time, and I really enjoyed it. My favorite shade in here is the shade Skid Row. It is this peachy, shifty beautifulness. I'm also going to swatch Grow For Me. These are the two shades that are on my lid. What else did I swatch? I also used the shade Plant Food, I believe, on my lower lash line, and then I used Dentist in my crease. So let me show you these. La 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 la. They are very nice, very easy to blend. That was my weakest finger. So let me go in again with that one, with Plant Food, because that one really is nicer than I showed from that swatch. So I'll just show you those four. Very good, nice, solid eyeshadows. Not difficult to blend, not difficult to work with. Really everything that I want in an eyeshadow formula, this was doing it for me. If you are not familiar with the show, I highly recommend the Rick Moranis and Steve Martin movie version of it. It's very good. The ending is different though. I will say, without any spoilers, the play definitely is a little bit darker than the movie. Beyond that, I used the ColourPop blush stick. I did have to take a while to build this up. It took a little while, but it is very pretty. My favorite blush formula from ColourPop is the pressed version. This one's okay. It's definitely not my favorite. I would much rather the pressed, but I do like this better than the balm that's in the pan. If you're looking for a cream one, I would choose this over the one that's in the pan. On my lips today, this is also ColourPop. This is the Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Espresso Martini, and I just topped it with a boring regular gloss. And then my highlight today and in my inner corner is Unearthly Cosmetics Low Light Highlighter Single. And this is in the shade Twilight, and it's just a very sheer glitter. Notable sales this week, just a few for you. We have from Too Faced their pink bag sale up to 65% off. Anissa Beauty, 30% off site-wide using code INSIDER30. And then over at Viseart, up to 50% off. And finally, Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty is coming very soon, August 27th to September 16th. I do want to create content for that. I'm going to give you some recommendations, hopefully this Friday. And that, my friend, was what's up in makeup this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out so much. And thank you, as always, to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you oh so very much. Our chat today is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be hanging out, talking about makeup, talking about what's happening in the community. If you would like to join us, but if you can't, it's no problem at all. There is a What's Up in Makeup live chat podcast that is linked down below. It has all of the live chats we've done so far this year that you can listen to like a podcast. I also have them on my channel. So if you are not subscribed, you can go to my channel page. You can click on my live tab under my videos, and that's where all my live chats are housed. But if you're subscribed, it is so easy. You just need to go to your subscription tab. It'll be right there for you. Another reason to subscribe. And I know you want to subscribe. How many videos of mine have you watched and you haven't subscribed yet? Just subscribe. Just subscribe. It's very easy to do. Just click it. You know you want to click it. But if you did happen to miss last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup, or you want to watch another video of mine, YouTube should be recommending a couple for you over here. That's last week's episode. YouTube's going to pick the top one based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, oh my gosh, I totally get it. It's no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!